Supply Chain Management Inbound Logistics. After having studied about the outbound logistics, let us discuss inbound logistics. Regardless of the number and different types suppliers a firm uses to satisfy its requirements, the overall structure and its essential interfaces and control processes have to be identified, irrespective of how vast and complex the system is. Effective supply chain management requires careful coordination of the inbound system of logistics, which is frequently referred to as materials management. This lesson discusses about all such issues of inbound logistics. It follows from the previous slide that after studying this lesson, you should be able to understand role and nature of procurement in the supply chain context, procurement process, criteria for evaluating vendors, role of e-commerce in the procurement process, different models of e-commerce. Materials management is the management of materials and their flow to, within, and from the firm. It is an integrated approach to planning, acquisition, conversion, flow, and distribution of materials. It reduces total costs associated with the acquisition and management of materials. Materials management is composed of various sub-functions like procurement, make or buy, material planning, inventory management, stores and warehousing, and materials handling. Procurement is also known as buying. It deals with total cost of ownership, the right time and the right place. Under the make or buy function, the firm decides what to buy and from whom. Material planning includes product line specific planning, facility location, network design, etc. Inventory management comprises of issues like how much to stock where, trigger points, replenishment, etc. Stores and warehousing includes aspects like storage layout, order processing, receiving, break bulk, pick, pack and ship, what to stock and where, and materials handling deals with issues like how to move product packaging, containerization, and so on. The decision to source is determined by the strategy the firm may have for that category of item. There are basically three sourcing strategies that are combined in different ways. These strategies are multi-sourcing strategy, network sourcing strategy, single sourcing strategy. Multi-sourcing was more prevalent in olden times. The firm had business relationships with a number of suppliers. The base of suppliers was large and the duration of contracts was short. In today's environment, multiple sourcing is generally limited to and used for commodity items, non-strategic buying, and standard items. There has been a change from the traditional model. The number of suppliers to use for one type of purchase has changed to the use of fewer reliable suppliers and even to the extent of using sole or single suppliers. Today, many firms have consolidated their supplier bases by using the networking approach in which the bought-in content of the final product is based on the skills and specialized knowledge of different tiers of subcontractors. This makes the supply network look like a hierarchical pyramid. The top-tiered suppliers are the most skilled and possess the most advanced technologies, while the suppliers at the bottom have adequate skills for their particular operations. Single sourcing as a concept evolved from the work carried out by the Boston Consulting Group (BCG). BCG had earlier observed in many of their studies that producers tend to become increasingly efficient as they gain experience in making their product, and costs usually decline with cumulative production. They came up with a hypothesis to explain how an organization with the greatest accumulated volume of production will have the lowest cost relative to the other producers in the market. In a single sourcing relationship, All suppliers are treated equally, whether they are internal or external. The company monitors the goals of suppliers and encourages them to continually improve their performance. Where it feels the goals are too low, the company provides support for process and operations improvement. The result is reduced costs of purchased materials. Procurement activities involve management and integration of internal or external and upstream or downstream supply chain. The figure here shows us the contemporary concept of procurement, which comprises of three primary functions. Strategic procurement, that is, aligning procurement tasks and suppliers' performance with the corporate and business strategies of the firm. Supplier-based management, that is, managing the structure and culture of supplier relationship that is denominated in strategic purchasing. Develop a lean supply organization by energizing organizational teams through flexible structures and responsive information systems. TCO has three constituents: acquisition costs, ownership costs, and post-ownership costs. TCO is the actual price of any purchase, which includes hidden extras. Purchasing has to move from a price focus to a total cost focus. Only when it has a clear idea of the TCO can a company make sensible decisions, certain that price reductions in one area will not simply crop up as increases elsewhere. The procurement cycle occurs at the manufacturer or supplier interface and includes all processes necessary to ensure that materials are available for manufacturing to occur according to schedule. It begins with a request from within the organization to purchase material, equipment, supplies, or other items from outside the organization, and the cycle ends when the purchasing department is notified that a shipment has been received in satisfactory condition. The advent of information technology created a revolution in business organizations. A new economy has been created which is about making the most important ingredient of what people buy and sell from shopping, running a business, and even entertaining with developments in information technology. E-commerce is an abbreviation for electronic commerce and is usually defined as the conduct of business online via the internet. There is a wide array of definitions used to describe business to business B2B and business to consumer B2C e-commerce, the two forms that are most common to business. In addition, business to consumer is the exchange of services, information and/or products from a business to a consumer, as opposed to business, which is between one business and another. E-commerce means more choices, convenience, and lower prices for consumers. It also provides new ways for businesses to grow and meet customer needs, and important benefits and cost savings for governments and the people they serve. Its growth has been phenomenal. But despite all these advantages, the security issue and vulnerability of credit card numbers transmitted over the internet or stored on a vendor's system to theft by a computer hacker remain to be a big limitation of e-commerce. Moreover, lack of face-to-face contact between the buyer and the seller reduces the ability to build close supplier relationships. There are concerns about technology also. Standard protocols are yet to evolve. System reliability issues and technology problems can be expensive. Now let us check if we have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. Procurement cycle begins with buying the material to be used as the main input for production. Right or wrong? Wrong. Security is the biggest advantage of the internet when used for procurement. True or false? False. The advantages of e-commerce procurement are in the lowering of procurement and operating costs. True or false? True. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we have studied till so far. The supply chain can be viewed as inbound and outbound logistics. Inbound logistics is also called materials management. It can vary in terms of importance, scope, cost and complexity depending on where the company is located in the supply chain, the nature of the product, and the market situation in which the product is sold. The materials function is characterized as an integrated approach to planning, acquisition, conversion, flow, and distribution of materials with the objective to reduce the total costs associated with the acquisition and management of materials. The functions associated with the materials function include procurement, make or buy, planning, inventory management, receiving and dispatch, stores and warehousing, and materials handling. The purchasing cycle includes all processes necessary to ensure that materials are available for manufacturing to occur according to schedule. E-commerce is an abbreviation for electronic commerce and is usually defined as the conduct of business online via the internet. As e-commerce spreads through an industry, those that understand and use the economics of the electronic marketplace will gain competitive advantage over those that do not.